Hi everyone, this is Smruti. Welcome to QA automation classes. So today we're going to look into the HTML, basics of the HTML. We will see what are the different types of the HTML elements are there and what are the tags for them, HTML tags, and how exactly the source code will look like for them. So why exactly we're learning the basics of the HTML? Because if you go to any of the application or any of the website, you go to any of the website, this is a website, right? So you go there and now you say inspect. Okay, so now you can see here the source code comes. If you see, it is a HTML document, right? So everything whatever you see on the UI, those are rendered through a browser, is nothing but rendered in the form of the HTML source code. Okay, maybe there should be some framework or the some way the code might have been written, but when it is rendered on the UI, it is all the HTML, because browser renders it in the form of the HTML, right? These are all HTML tag, starting and ending tag HTML. Within that the entire code base is there, right? And that's how the browser reads the HTML and it displays. Okay, so now the Selenium kind of interact with these HTML elements, so it is essential for us to know what are the different tags, right? Body, div, like a, what is a, right? So these are what is h1, h2, ul, li. So these are the some tags that we have to understand first. Okay, if we understand, then we can only see like how the elements are properly there, right? So what is the position of the element, how exactly it is there in the tree, we'll see that when we see the locating technology. But today let's understand the basic HTML tags. Okay, so now I have created one of the HTML file. Okay, so now if you see here, the first column is icon, then element name, HTML tag, and the source code. Okay, so let's say there is a paragraph. Okay, so when there is a paragraph on the UI, the paragraph is represented with a p tag. Okay, HTML tag is p. So how the source code will look like? P, this is a paragraph, and p end, right? So starting tag and the ending tag same. Anchor link, it starts with a, so a and href equals to the location where it wants to go, or the URL where it wants to go. When you click on so now there will be a link on the UI whose name will be click here. Okay, and when you click on that link, it will go to the www.example.com, right? It's anchor tag. So similarly button, so button HTML tag is button. Okay, and the name you can give any name. Here it is click me. Okay, so similarly image, img, and it starts with the img. Okay, and edit box is the input, right? Type equals to text. Button we have already covered. Checkbox is also input, type equals to checkbox. Okay, radio button is also input type, and here type equals to radio. And drop down is nothing but select. Okay, so this is how the code will look like. Select, when you click on that drop down, you will see two options. Okay, so option value equals to option 1, option value equals to option 2. So name of those two option is option 1 and option 2. Okay, we'll see all of them. Okay. So let's see, let's go to the internet.herocoapp.com. so if you come here, right, so you can see there are a lot of different types of the examples are here, right? So now let's go and check the check boxes. Okay, so now if you click on the check boxes, it will show you this checkboxes page. So now if you go and inspect one of the checkbox. Okay, so now you see input type equals to checkbox, right? So for the checkbox, what is the HTML tag? So if you go and see checkbox, right, input type equals to checkbox. So here if you see exactly the same thing, input type equals to checkbox, they have given the name of the checkbox as checkbox 1. This is the name, right? Checkbox 1, right? So similarly, if we want to see something else, let's check something, drop down. Okay, so now please select an option. Here you see option 1 and option 2, two options are there. So now it should be select tag, and inside that option 1 and option 2 should be there. So now if you see here, right, select id equals to drop down, right? So select is nothing but the tag. Okay, after tag there are few attributes that has to be specified, right? How uniquely this will be identified, right? So with the select id equals to drop down is there. So if you click on it, it will expand. Okay, so here if you see there are multiple values are there. Option value equals to option 1, option value equals to 2, option 2. So when you click on this one, you will see those option 1 and option 2. Okay, those are part of this div class. The entire thing is part of the div class. Inside the div there is the header 3, and inside the header 3 there is the select, and there is a id for this drop down. If I have to identify this id, I will go with the select tag, and then I can specify the id equals to drop down. Then the entire select list will be selected, right? We'll